reclaim your life. Well, this is something which we have heard since 1998 when the original Tata Safari made its debut. And Tata Motors is now telling us there's a better and a newer way to reclaiming your life and your passion. It's the all-new Safari. Will it do the business like the old Safari did with all the bells and whistles, at least in the drivetrain, all-wheel drive, programmable for 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high? Or is this a car which is built for the present day pseudo SUV genre? Well, I must tell you one thing, that the world over, cars designed to have a profile like an SUV are all the rage. Tata Motors understands this. It knows that it needs to deliver a tough proposition, which this car definitely is. And if I may dare give it a spin, this is a great family car styled as an SUV to perform with aplomb in the urban jungle and maybe sometimes on rough farm roads and forest tracks. It's not going to do the business of going rainforest challenge bashing or anything of that sort, but it's mighty capable in what application the product planners at Tata Motors have designed it to do and engineered it to. Let's get behind the wheel to see how well it does the tackling of the urban jungle, how pleasurable, how comfortable and how easy. Time to hit the road and really take across the fact that this baby should be the new age Safari for the masses. One of the first things you get to know about the new generation Safari is that unlike the original, where you sit on top literally looking down on mere mortals, here you fit into the cabin, sit very ergonomically like you would do in a big car. And one of the greatest aspects about the driving position is how easy, comfortable it makes you feel. Importantly, there are 2-3 big things on that aspect. One is the steering wheel, which is adjustable for reach as well as rake. The second thing is the 6-way adjustable power seat for the driver, so you can adjust it in any manner possible, wherein you not only have a comfortable driving position, but you also can look commandingly at the road ahead. And the third thing, which had already made its appearance in the Harrier, were the redesigned rear view mirrors on the doors. All these 3 things do make their presence felt. The cabin of the Safari is very much like the Harrier, but with a few luxury and detailed touches, especially the wood finish, the soft touch on the dashboard top. The rest of the accoutrements over here are virtually the same. The digital display, the connectivity features, the way everything falls to hand. I'm driving the 6-speed automatic, which comes across as well like as the manual with the 3 modes, city mode, the eco mode and the sport mode, plus also the 2 different suspension settings for terrain and wet. So by and large, we have an interior which is pleasing, especially with the new ivory white leatherette seats. They look smashing, to be honest. I don't know whether they will smash you over the long run, because they would definitely tend to get dirty. Okay, let's talk performance. This is a big car. It is 75 kilos heavier than the Harrier. It has the FCA derived Cryotech engine with about 170 PS on tap and 350 Newton meters of torque. As I said in my opening remarks, this is a new and a different Safari which Tata Motors has made. It is not to tame the great outdoors, but it is there to excel in the urban jungle. And I think as a top-notch family car, this ticks a lot of boxes. One more thing I must say, and this is purely from a purist driving position, I would have loved to see the new Safari get not four-wheel drive. That would have been great as an option, at least if it was there. I would have loved to see it get rear-wheel drive more than anything else. I think this singular lack of thought process there in the product planners to look at it in that sphere and in that direction is telling, because this is a great car. It is definitely there as a Harrier plus vehicle, and I think it does its job very well. In fact, the seating position with the theater type sitting at the back and a lot of creature comforts, fitments, USB plugs, the air vents for both the rows of seats at the rear. I think there's a good deal of thought which has gone there, but it's not enough. You have got tumble down seats for the middle row in the bench version, but you don't have them with the captain seat. So I think these sort of details, I don't want Tata Motors to make them a point of discussion and derision. So I think they have to avoid that. I also still feel that 170 horses to push through in the hands of not that very skilled drivers, if they really put pedal to the metal, would be a really hairy proposition, channeling all that stuff through the front wheels. But with the adoption of the 18-inch wheel rims and commiserate rubber to match, I think those do a great job in making the car really steer well, hold its direction, and possibly with that planted feel. I think there is a good deal of work which has come in on the ride quality aspect, thanks to the suspension being tuned by Lotus Engineering, especially the rear end with the twist blades layout. And of course, one of the biggest advantages of the Safari over the Harrier, and which the Harrier should have had right from the beginning, is the adoption of rear disc brakes. A lot of good stuff. I wish all these things had also come on the Harrier, and I'm sure that they will eventually matter. But for me, the Safari is not an SUV as the original was. It is, actually speaking, a great car for the urban sectors. And yes, over the rough and the loose, I think the ride quality and the handling does lend itself to tackle it in a nicer way. I just wish, having been a very strong Tata Hexa fan, I just wish the new Safari had the Hexa's rear wheel drive layout. Well, it's early days, but I look forward to the all-wheel drive which Tata Motors has said the Safari lends itself to and can be adapted. So, how different is the new Safari from the 1998 original? Well, the 1998 original had a raised roof, but Pratap Bose and his design team have given it the aesthetics to look like a raised roof without really raising the roof. But the Tata Motors engineers, designers, product planners have literally upped their game, have raised their game to a new level. Yes, I am disappointed in certain aspects, but overall, this car is just not built for me, it's built for the masses. In that sort of sense, if you look at the Easter egg which dot over here on the windscreen, this is a car which truly encapsulates a hungry Indian lion pack with the family trying to hit new levels of aspiration in their motoring life. And if they can reclaim it that way, I think this car would have done its job.